Hey Nash, what should we make?
That sriracha mac and cheese we made was really good. Let's try making a gochujang version.
All right, let's make a gochujang mac and cheese. Welcome back to Chaos Kitchen. We recently made a sriracha mac and cheese and it was a big hit. And I thought, hey, what else can we do with mac and cheese? So today we're gonna make a gochujang mac and cheese, gochujang compound butter, gochujang breadcrumbs, gochujang cheese. It's gonna be good. And we're gonna make some crispy Korean fried chicken to go on top. And it sounds like it'll be amazing. So without further ado, let's go. So we start by making our compound butter. And you could absolutely mix this by hand in like a small or medium bowl. But I just find that a food processor, especially with more than like one or two like liquidy ingredients, is just gonna make your life a lot easier. So into a food processor, we put a stick of butter. Butter has to be softened. It's not gonna work otherwise. By the way, that's a half a cup. But all the measurements are in the recipe below, so no need to write anything down. Then we add a 1/4 cup of gochujang. And that gives us our fat, our heat, our umami. Then we add about a tablespoon of rice wine vinegar for our sour component. About the same of honey for a sweet component. Not a bunch, just a little bit, that's all we need. And 1 chopped scallion for our vegetal component, whatever. Because why not? That's why. Then we go ahead and blend. Then we get out some plastic wrap and we dollop our compound butter down on there and try to put it in some sort of a log-ish sort of formation. I mean, it doesn't really matter, but it kind of matters. And we just want to wrap this guy up nice and tight and then just roll it and just keep rolling it till you have a nice tight little sausage deal, and then fold the ends in, and then we just throw this in the fridge for, I don't know, 30 minutes, a couple hours, or longer until it's firm. Then for our completely unnecessary but totally worth it step of the day, we're gonna make some crispy Korean fried chicken nugget kind of deals. So take some boneless, skinless chicken thighs. If you have some fat you really want to trim, go for it. Like maybe like this guy here, maybe like that there. And maybe get rid of that guy here. But other than that, we leave the fat. Fat's flavor, folks. So they don't need to really be uniform. So we just kind of want to make them into slightly larger than chicken nugget sized things. So to me, that looks pretty good. Yeah, let's do that. And these are just gonna be some Korean fried chicken deals that we put on top of our mac and cheese servings. And then to tenderize our chicken pieces, we gotta make a little marinade. So we get out a bowl, 1 cup of buttermilk, and about a teaspoon each of kosher salt, black pepper, garlic powder, grated or minced ginger, and some Korean barbecue rub. Just mix this up to incorporate, and then we add all of our chicken in here. Then we wanna make sure and separate all your pieces so every little piece of chicken is getting marinated and tenderized, and all of the goodness of the buttermilk and seasoning and all that good stuff, you know? Then we can put a cover on this guy and then throw this in the fridge and let it marinate for at least 30 minutes. A couple hours would probably be even better, up to overnight. Off we go.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
And once your log is nice and firm,
that's what she said.
Then in a hot pan on medium heat, we throw in 2 tablespoons of our gochujang compound butter. We get those melted. Then once that's melted, we add a cup of panko breadcrumbs. With that all stirred in. Get all your panko coated in that gochujang compound butter. And you don't want to rush it, but it shouldn't take too long. We just want to toast these till our breadcrumbs are nice golden brown delicious. And once your breadcrumbs have a nice golden brown, and set these guys aside. So then we want to bring 4 to 6 quarts of water to a boil. We want to salt that. Then we want to add a pound of pasta. I'm using Celentani, but it's mac and cheese, so use whatever you want. Elbow mac would probably be like the standard, but Celentani's kind of cool. It's that little corkscrew deal you can see right there. And once that comes back up to a boil, we boil that pasta to 1 minute shy of al dente. So for me, that's 10 minutes. But check your package directions, and we just let it go. And once your time's up, we go ahead and kill the heat and drain our pasta. So for our cheese sauce, we're gonna go with 4 different kinds of cheese. So we're gonna grate some mozzarella, some Gouda, some Gruyere, and some cheddar. Cheddar makes it better. Don't forget to pay the cheese tax. Add to a medium sauce pot on medium heat. We put in 4 tablespoons of our compound butter, get that melted. Then we add the same amount of flour. Then we just whisk this in until our lumps are gone and the smell of raw flour is gone, and you have a nice paste-like yet smooth roux. Then we have 3.5 cups of milk, a half a cup of cream, and I added a little bit of sodium citrate. So we're gonna add this in a little bit at a time. So add a little bit, whisk it till it's smooth, and then we just keep adding and whisking, adding and whisking. And sodium citrate is just an emulsifier, so it's gonna help keep the sauce together and keep it from breaking. If you don't have any sodium citrate, honestly, you could just throw in a couple of slices of American cheese, because that has a ton of emulsifiers in it. So that would give you essentially probably the same effect. And once you have a pretty smooth liquidy sauce, at this point you can pretty much just add the rest of your milk and cream in there. And then to this I'm gonna add a little bit of our gochujang powder that we made a while back, but you could just add more gochujang if you want. A little bit of white pepper and a little bit of that pixie dust. And we're just gonna stir this all together. Once you've reached a light simmer, you just wanna let this guy go, let it reduce a little bit, and make sure you stir often. You don't have to stir constantly, but stir often because we don't want anything to burn. And once your sauce has thickened a bit, we don't want to let it thicken too much. If we were using this as is, I would let it thicken a little bit more, but since we're gonna bake this, you want it to be a little bit thinner than you would want it to be normally. So now we're gonna turn our bechamel into a Mornay, or a cheese sauce. So I mixed up all our cheeses. We're just gonna add our cheese a little bit at a time. So add a little, stir it in until it's melted, and then just keep doing that until you've used about half your cheese, maybe 2/3. Now once your cheese is all melted and you have a nice ooey gooey cheesy sauce, you can kill the heat and set this guy aside for now. Then you want to preheat your oven to 400, and then you want a pre-greased casserole dish. I'm gonna mix it in a bowl first just so you guys can see everything, but just dump everything into the actual casserole dish and don't make yourself have to wash another dish. I'm just doing this for you guys. So to this, we're gonna add all of our pasta. And then our cheese sauce goes right on top. Then we just fold all this together until everything is nice and covered. And make sure and enjoy the disgusting noises it makes while you're doing it. Then we get out a greased casserole dish and we pour all of our pasta in there. Leave no pasta behind. Then you can kind of even it out. Then we get out the rest of our cheese and put a layer over the top. And then we top that with our breadcrumbs. Then this guy goes in the oven for about 30 minutes. While our mac and cheese is cooking, we can go ahead and do our crispy Korean fried chicken we're gonna put on top. So first thing we're gonna do is make sauce with about 2 tablespoons of gochujang, 2 tablespoons of honey, a tablespoon of ketchup, a tablespoon of soy sauce, a tablespoon of rice wine vinegar, a tablespoon of minced garlic or garlic paste, and some sesame seeds. And we get that all stirred up, combined, incorporated, and we set that aside. Then to make the batter for our chicken, we add in a half a cup of flour, a half a cup of cornstarch, and a teaspoon of baking powder. Get that all combined. And then we want to add just enough water to make it like a little bit thinner than a pancake batter. And we set that aside. And here's our guy right out of the oven, still bubbling away. Looking good though. And the cheese is probably molten lava, so we're just gonna go ahead and let this guy rest. Then we take our chicken, we dip each one in the batter, shake off the excess, and drop them in our oil. Our oil's around 350. And we don't want to crowd the oil. We want to make sure they don't stick together. Then after 6 to 8 minutes, when your chicken is lightly golden brown, remove them and put them on a rack in a pan so they can drain and cool. And once your craggy, rustic chicken nugget looking little things are cooled and drained, then we want to crank our oil up to 375, then fry these guys a second time, just for like 2 to 3 minutes this time. And you probably shouldn't bare hand this stuff because it's hot, folks. Don't be like me. And the second fry is what's gonna make them nice and crispy. Don't wear sandals while you're deep frying, folks. It's a bad idea. Then once your guys are a nice crispy golden brown, we go ahead and pull them back on the rack. And then while our chicken's still nice and hot, we go ahead and pour the sauce over these guys. And we don't want to drown them, we just want to coat them. And then we can go ahead and toss this. Not bad. Not bad. Then we can bring our mac and cheese back out. Looking good. Smells delicious. Then we can go ahead and take a piece. Oh, look at that. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Looks good. Still smoking. And we'll top this guy with some of our chicken, some green onions, and some more sesame seeds. And there we have our gochujang mac and cheese with the crispy Korean fried chicken on top. And it's time for a bite. Cheers. That might be the best mac and cheese I've ever had. It's rich, it's creamy, it's cheesy, but all the flavors from that compound butter and the gochujang adds a ton of depth of flavor. The breadcrumbs give it a nice texture, and then adding that crispy fried chicken with that sauce is just puts it over the top. Out of 10. And that's what I think, but hey, let's see what Nash thinks. Hey bud, how you doing?
I'm good, man. I just learned that Abe Lincoln was a licensed bartender and George Washington owned a whiskey distillery. Apparently, the U.S. was built on alcohol.
Well, check it out. We made this gochujang mac and cheese you wanted, and of course we made a dog-friendly version just for you. Well, here you go. What do you think?
Oh, dang, that's good. It's rich and creamy like a standard mac and cheese, but the depth of flavor is crazy. And those crispy chicken nuggies on top really seal the deal.
Anything you want to say to your fans?
Making one person smile can change the world. Maybe not the whole world, but their world.
Nash approves, I approve. Another great mac and cheese fusion. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, go ahead and hit that like button. And hey, if you want to check out some of our other fusion videos, go check them out somewhere over here. And just remember, cook more, eat better, embrace the chaos. Until next time, be good and peace.